things on the side say of the things we're going to do. So one is
scanners, ship that, Too Happy, Brain Rot, and D'Angelo.
Oh, okay.
Science and
technology. We're going to be talking about
chemistry, zoology.
We've got a lot of great things planned for you today, but we don't have any Disney tickets, so just want you to know.
All right, man.
I'm not going to say that.
Maybe start off by talking about the morning, Oh. Sometimes you tell people that we're going to be on at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And we wanted to. That was our best intention.
Yeah.
We had some technical difficulties.
That's okay.
That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. People make mistakes.
I know.
People make mistakes.
I know.
And anything can happen live.
Yeah, and you know what, the show goes on. It's Fresca and Rudy. This is Hitlist Live on YouTube. We are on 102.9, the best throwbacks and R&B. And yeah, man. It's
and we're still working out some of the bugs. You know what I mean?
Bit.
Sometimes technology turns on you a little bit, but shout out to our guy Jeremy Hahn, who actually came through. He actually crawled out through the bottom.
I don't know if you guys
He didn't want to be seen on camera.
He literally crawled out of here, opened the door, and left.
It's like when I first bought I got a new car recently, and I was like, trying to get familiar with all the buttons and everything, because I wasn't even used to like the push start button. I'm used to having like a key. So this is kind of like the same idea. We're getting used to all the new stuff.
Yeah,
and
well,
we're gonna
at
make
least
it happen.
The car I bought my daughter, all the windows don't work. They don't roll down now.
Well,
but that's okay.
Yeah, that's not good. You should definitely fix that, especially with the rainy season coming along. You got to get that fixed.
So I have a hybrid. You have a hybrid, right?
No, not a hybrid. It's just like a newer car.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's a lot of stuff is like push buttons and all this other stuff.
Well, the reason why I asked for that is because, Hitlist Live, I wanted to talk about, we have a lot of things planned, by the way. I do want to mention that. So, one thing, though, is just scanners are a really big deal. And when I mean scanners, it's like how you get into buildings. Like you can scan your key card. Like I got one right here. I got my key card.
Yeah.
Okay. But folks are also scanning fingerprints and retinas.
That's weird.
There's going to be probably a day where you're going to have to scan your retina to get into your car.
Oh my God, not me. I'm good. I'd rather walk.
Really?
I'm not a fan of the scanning at all.
Yeah,
I don't know. To me it's very dehumanizing. Like I'm every time I go to the airport, I always try to opt out whenever I get a chance, because by the way, you can do that. You can opt out, but you have to say, I want to opt out. So, word to the wise.
Where are they scanning? Like faces?
I mean, they'll scan you on the clear thing. If you have clear, in order to get to the front of the line, they'll scan you there. And then when you get to the gate to actually check in, they scan you again there. And then they put you through that big machine, that portal where they scan your whole body.
Right.
So you're just getting scanned like 3 times before I even get to the gate,
But they're not scanning your eyes, though.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they are if you're doing clear, but
right. They're not. I mean, and it's like your eyes are so vulnerable. It's like I'm afraid to open up my eyes to these machines, because who knows what's going on. Like, first of all, the eyes are the window to the soul. Let's not forget that.
I know when you said that, I was like, damn. That's
so what are they really scanning? I mean, I don't mean to get all meta on you or anything.
I mean,
but
it's supposed to be like a very individual. It's for the individual, right? Like your fingerprint is just yours.
Yeah.
Your eyes have a print as well.
Yeah, but it's dehumanizing though, and that's why I'm not a fan of it, because I'm not a banana at the grocery store. You know what I mean? Like you can't just
your barcode.
I don't want to be treated like an object. I'm a human being. Like give me some of my props. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think eventually folks are going to be forced to do this.
They are because this place, the building that we're in right now, we're still using key cards, which is great.
Right.
But yeah, some places out there eventually they're going to start doing like you were talking about the eyeball scan. I think a lot of people are gonna be like, you know what, I don't want to work here then. There's gonna be a wave of people that are just gonna opt out completely, because it's just too it's too invasive. It's just too invasive. Like, this is me, bro. Like, let me be me.
So if you were gonna make like $2 million, $3 million, or multi-million a year, and they said, but you know what, Rudy, we're gonna need you to scan your palm and your eyes, you'd be like, no, it's $3 million a year.
I mean, no, there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna.
Can they sell you on that?
Yeah, they could, but like we said earlier, the windows are the eye to the soul. So essentially, you're selling your soul. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're basically giving it up right there on the spot.
For $3 million, I don't know.
For $3 million, right? Everybody got a price. Everybody got a price.
You know what I'm saying?
Do I really need these retinas? I don't need them to be 100%. Go ahead, scan away.
Oh, man. All right. Well, you know what? For those of you that are just watching, welcome. It is Hitlist Live. We are Fresca and Rudy, and you can follow us on Instagram. That's at Fresca and Rudy.
Yeah, and don't forget, it is the exclusive home of Off the Hook. So, go and get your daily drama
Please
there.
do. Please do.
Speaking of things that don't work the way that you want them to, I was checking out this story about a guy in Redwood City. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever clicked on something when you were buying something online? I know you live to shop online.
I do.
So have you ever clicked on something and then you realized later that you actually got charged a lot more than you initially thought?
Yeah, because I'm not really watching, and there have been times where I've bought 2 of something, and I'm like, I didn't want to, and then I've already clicked pay.
It's all those times that you got your eyes scanned. That's what it is. You're not even paying attention anymore.
Yeah.
Well, there was a guy in Redwood City. He wanted to buy a pizza cutter, or a pasta cutter.
Yeah.
Big difference. He wanted to buy a pasta cutter off of eBay that was only $20, which sounds reasonable. You know what I mean? Like, especially if it's one of the good ones. You know. He put it in the cart and he was about to finalize the purchase, and then he realized that the shipping fee was $10,000
for a cutter.
For the cutter, for the pasta cutter, a $20 pasta cutter.
I've seen. Okay, so basically, if did he buy it?
Well, yeah, and they also tried to tell him.
He bought it?
Yeah, they tried to tell him that it was the U.S. tariffs that were the reason why the shipping fee was so expensive.
Dang.
That's ridiculous.
I don't think he bought it, though. That's crazy.
Well, maybe he wanted that pasta cutter really bad.
That is insane.
But I've made this mistake so many times, and I hate to admit it, but I never read the fine print. I just go straight to the, checkout.
I do
time
too,
to check out. But I blame DoorDash culture on this because everybody is willing to overpay for their food to be delivered to their front door, even when the shipment is more than the food.
Yeah, but when you look at DoorDash, though, you're like, how much did it tell me that my tip is going to be? And then you'll change the tip, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some people will be like, oh, I want to see how much it is, and then they'll check that.
Yeah, but then that creates more drama, though, because when the person shows up with your food and they realize that you kind of screwed them on the tip, they're going to just throw your food on the front porch and be like, good luck with those fries. And then or they'll grab a handful of fries and just walk off.
Oh, man. Yeah, there's times where I have definitely added something that I didn't even know I put in there in my cart, online thing. That's
here's my question, though, to all those people out there that are paying for so much for shipping. I mean, have you ever stopped to ask, why does it cost so much for shipping? Like in this case, what could possibly cost $10,000 in order to get a pizza cutter from Italy to here?
That's supposed to be 20. Well, no, because the seller can actually up the shipping charge
that
on
is
their
crazy.
own. So that way, exactly what he did, where the item is $20 in this case, and then he just put the shipping charge to be $10,000.
This better be the greatest pasta of all time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This pasta better be like Chef Boyardee. Well, maybe better than that, but
I know. Okay,
that tells you how much of a cook I am. That's the highest level of cooking that I can imagine. No, but this better be like Olive Garden meets The Sopranos.
Yep.
Meets Super Mario, everything Italian. This better be the greatest pasta of all time.
That's what I'm saying.
If it's not, then I want my $10,000 back.
I know, for real.
Hey, that's a shipping and handling fee.
All right, well, okay, well, it's Fresca and Rudy. You are watching Hitlist Live, and if you are just tuning in and just kind of getting to know us, we are on the radio at 102.9 KBLX in San Francisco, or 102.9, the best throwbacks in R&B from 6 to 10 in the morning. Now, some people would say, I have a very positive attitude, right? And some people think that too much positivity is toxic.
Yeah, it's called toxic positivity. That's a real thing.
Well, I'm glad you know what it is.
Yeah,
so.
No, I've heard it. I've heard it before.
So, I mean, why is that so bad, though? Why is too much positivity a bad thing? How can it be toxic?
Well, it's not that it's too much positivity. Being positive is not toxic. It's when you're so positive that you're completely detached from reality and you're not acknowledging what's going on in the moment. That's what becomes toxic about it, So nobody wants to be around somebody that isn't acknowledging the truth of the matter. And sometimes the truth of the matter is that things are bad. Things are not going good right now, and people want that to be acknowledged so that they don't feel like they're being patronized by somebody who just comes in and says, "Oh, everything is going to be great. Just smile through it." It's like, no, bro. Can we acknowledge the fact that things suck right now?
Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
That lady is a perfect example of toxic positivity.
But I mean, so you're saying that what if the person just, like they said, acknowledges your situation?
Yeah.
And then tries to boost you up and, try to give you some kind of hope. Because that's really what positive people are really trying to do, I believe.
Right.
Is just to instill hope in people that really don't see it at the moment. And they're still being super positive. So if they just start that off with the acknowledgement that you're asking,
Yeah.
then is it not? Then at that point, it's not toxic.
It's not toxic.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's not toxic. Once you acknowledge the fact that things are terrible right now, everything sucks, and because I know that on the surface that doesn't sound like a good idea. Most people have this delusional idea of like, no, just don't acknowledge all the negative stuff in life. But how can you fix a problem if you don't acknowledge the problem first? I mean, I'm all about fixing stuff.
Yeah.
I want to fix it. But it's like that's like just putting a Band-Aid on in the dark. Like, no, you got to turn on the lights, you got to see where the scar is, and then you clean that off, and then you put the Band-Aid on. You don't just throw a Band-Aid on.
So I guess what I was just wondering is that it just becomes toxic if you don't acknowledge first.
Exactly. Just like on the flip side, if you have toxic negativity, if all you do is acknowledge the negative side and you never even consider the positives in the situation, that's also toxic. You know what I mean? But that's an easy one because it's negative and people have an easier time associating that with toxicity. But you got to acknowledge what's going on. Don't patronize me. Just let me know. Let me know that things are bad and that I have a right to feel this way.
Okay, Rudy.
And then we'll work our way up.
All right.
You know
that
what I mean?
sounds good. Good to know that is. I need to add that element.
Yeah, please do. Please do. All right, you're watching Hitlist live right now. It's Fresca and Rudy. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Fresca and Rudy. Exclusive home of Off the Hook, so you get your daily dose of drama, and you really got to tune in to see Fresca's reactions for some of these stories.
It's kind of crazy.
That's worth the price of entrance alone. And you know who's having crazy reactions right now, which I thought this was hilarious because I kind of had the same reaction when I saw it popping up all over my timeline. Are you familiar with this term 6'7"? That like
Yes.
Gen Z and the young kids, the kids out there, have you heard this before?
I have, but I didn't find out from a young kid.
Who did you find
I
out
actually
from?
found out from an older woman that's I think she's in her late 40s, and she has a CSA Punch is her Instagram handle, and she just basically shares all of these same sentiments that either adults of our age would look at. But anyways, I found it out from her,
Right.
Because she was doing 6'7" to her kids, and they were getting upset.
Well, she's late to the party because teachers around the country are starting to get fed up with this, and it's called brain rot slang, which that term alone feels like brain rot to me.
I agree.
But I guess it's from there's a piece of audio that was taken from In and Out because 6'7" is it's a viral inside joke.
Yeah.
And it's taken from a rap lyric, which again kind of makes me feel disconnected because I don't even know what rap song that is.
I forgot what rap song was it, but do we have the audio to that?
6'7".
Yeah.
that was at an In and Out.
Right.
And they were just waiting for the guy at In and Out to announce order number 6'7". So they were literally there waiting with their phones.
So this guy didn't start it, but I guess that it's just going crazy
Let's
on
listen again.
TikTok.
Let's listen again because
6'7".
Yeah.
they were so excited.
Here's the crazy thing, though. It's like, obviously, the kids are having fun. They got their own little inside joke going on. You know what I mean? But if you're a teacher, though, the worst thing you can do is try to ban it. It's the most counterproductive thing you could do is to try to tell kids not to say it. What you should do is you should start saying it yourself.
Right. Then it won't be cool anymore.
It won't be cool anymore. And if you really want it to go away, then you need to partake. That's how we got rid of skibbity. Nobody says skibbity no more because older people started saying it.
Yeah.
And now these kids don't want to say it anymore.
But that's why CSA Punch did that. And that's when the adults started doing it.
Yeah.
Like her, it was like, the kids finally heard like, this is dumb.
It is. I mean, but see, trying to get these kids to stop doing it. I mean, when I was a youngster, anytime I heard the numbers 6 and 9 anywhere close to each other, if anybody said the word 69, it was a wrap. We were basically doing the same thing these kids were doing, except we were at Burger King because we didn't have In-N-Out back then. But still, though, it was the same exact reaction. And it wasn't until some of the teachers started like playing 69 Boys.
Oh yeah.
And then we were like, oh, maybe it isn't cool anymore. You know, when your English teacher starts doing the Tootsie Roll.
Yeah.
Then nobody wants to partake in that anymore.
It's not an inside thing anymore. It's like everybody's common knowledge.
Right. And so it'll stop being cool very soon.
Yeah.
And so these teachers should just ease up. You know what I
Well,
mean?
they're making them do essays, 67-word essays.
And that's crazy too, because that ChatGPT is going to do that like in 1 second.
I know.
So
it's like, oh well, they
believe
tried.
me, these kids aren't going to be writing any of these essays themselves at all.
If you're just tuning in, it is Fresca and Rudy. This is Hitlist Live, and you can catch us on 102.9, the best throwbacks in R&B weekday mornings, 6 to 10. Also, you can
6-7.
Oh no, 6:10. Oh.
6-7. Yes.
Okay. So there's really no way to get into this and not feel a type of way, and that is just hearing the passing of D'Angelo.
Right, passed away yesterday.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We were in the middle of the show yesterday when I popped up on my timeline.
Yeah, the interesting thing was, Rudy was listening to was actually singing his songs in studio. Actually for the last 3 days, you were.
Yeah, for some odd reason it was just stuck in my head. Just D'Angelo was just playing. It was on my playlist over and over again.
Yep, and then he just pulls up his phone because he gets an alert. And it's like, oh my gosh, like D'Angelo passed away. He's 51.
That's wild.
And he had this silent battle with pancreatic cancer.
Yeah.
And everyone was just like, what? Like, it's just really hard to believe that he's gone.
I mean, just first and foremost, like, condolences to the family.
Yeah, absolutely.
D'Angelo's estate came out and made a statement today, obviously. Obviously, like an iconic figure when it comes to the 90s and the 2000s, R&B scene. But really, when you think about the fact that he only had 3 albums, and he still reached like this iconic status.
Yeah,
that just
he's
really
like
goes
a
to show.
neo-soul legend.
And we were talking to Billy Vidal earlier this morning, and he was talking about how he noticed that D'Angelo was the kind of guy that didn't really seem like he wanted to be in the spotlight that much.
Yeah, it did seem
and
that way.
that to me adds something to the legacy. Because he let the music speak for itself, and it'll speak for itself forevermore.
Except for that time where he did have that one video where he didn't have any clothes on.
Right. Which is another iconic moment.
Ripped.
Oh yeah, he had those. He had
good
those,
looking up here, good looking over here.
I don't know what it's called, but it's those muscles that go into the pelvic area.
It's called obliques.
Yeah, I don't know what that's
Rudy,
called.
and
I've never
abs.
seen one in my life, up close and personal. I thought that was CGI when I saw it.
Oh man, yeah.
But even that video,
that
though,
was iconic itself. The video.
The video at that time, I know some people thought it was a little bit,
too much.
It was a little bit too much,
extra.
But it was truly artistic though, because you're talking about somebody who's making themselves vulnerable.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
on a visual level for the entire world to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now when we look back on that video, we're gonna recognize it for what it is. It's just like another piece of his art that he offered up to the world, and the music is just gonna have a lasting impression.
I know.
When did you in what moments did you feel like D'Angelo was the most appropriate to play?
In what moments?
Yeah, because I felt like he was such a vibe. He was such a mood setter.
I started getting into DJing at the time. Okay. So I started DJing in '93 clubs and all that other stuff, and I moved to Hawaii. But I can't say an exact moment. But when I think of D'Angelo, I think of a whole era in my life when I first started radio, and I was living in Hawaii and trying to get D'Angelo played on the radio over there, and they really didn't have this big R&B. Or hip hop kind of scene, and so I was really, really pushing the envelope, and I ended up playing him in the mix one time,
right?
And I got in trouble.
Oh, come on!
But I had to get it out there.
I'll tell you right now, the perfect time for D'Angelo in different parts of my life. I mean, the music is iconic in every way, shape, and form, right? But D'Angelo to me was the definition of when I'm falling in love. Like not when I see the girl, not when I'm with the girl, not when I'm breaking up with the girl. It's when I'm falling in love with the girl. That to me was it felt like D'Angelo's music.
What song was that specifically?
You're My Lady. I mean, You're My Lady.
Do you do that again?
Or Brown Sugar.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
That's so good.
Or the one with Lauryn Hill.
I was listening to that last night.
What is it called? I don't want to do it a disservice. Oh my goodness.
Look it up.
Yeah.
Look it up real quick.
But Lauryn Hill and D'Angelo. I'm gonna look it up right now because I need to know what it is.
It was great. There was also
Nothing Even Matters.
Nothing Even Matters.
Come on now.
But there was a video of him and her, Gabby Wilson from Vallejo, right? Her, and she posted a really, really deep, emotional post on her Instagram that said, hey, if anybody can get me out of my hiatus right now, it's this man.
Right.
And she shared a video of them performing together on stage, and just the way he was looking at her as this artist and this young artist, like really coming up in the game, but in her own right is an amazing artist. And he respected that, but also they were able to bring like, you know, an old school, new school kind of vibe going. And just to, I really felt her words of just how much she was going to miss his presence, his energy. And yeah.
I mean, there's multiple generations that have been influenced by his work. So I'm not surprised that people, the artists of today, are looking at D'Angelo and saying like, thank you for laying down the groundwork.
That's right.
Because in reality, he's kind of the creator of the way that we know neo soul to be today. And I'm a huge fan of neo soul, and I can't imagine that space without the sound of D'Angelo. So yeah, man, we're definitely gonna be missing an icon, and just gone way too soon.
Way too soon.
But grateful for the work and the music that he left behind. Absolutely.
Yeah. Rest in peace, D'Angelo. All right, it is Fresca and Rudy, and that is going to be it for our Hit List Live for this week. But hey, don't miss it, because we're going to be doing this every week. Wednesday, we're going to say 10-ish until it becomes like 10 for real.
If, you know, as long as we're working the bugs out.
We're working the bugs out.
But around 10 o'clock, though, we will be here, though.
Yeah, we will. All right, you all. Have a great rest of your day, and peace.
Peace.